Welcome back, traders. This is Sandra with Trading Made Simple. And tonight, Dan is going to give you his experience and show you his charts in regards to his trades using debit spreads. And he's new to using debit spreads. He's in our Discord, and he's got a great system that I wanted to share with you. Now, I forewarn you, I may have said awesome too many times. However, this is really awesome. Let's get to it. Thank you, Daniel, for coming and agreeing to meet with me and to show people what you've learned thus far. And I really appreciate you sharing this with the community. So welcome.
Thank you, Sandy. I'm
So
glad to
tell
be
me,
here.
so what has been your experience with trading thus far?
I've been trading for only about 2 years or so.
Okay.
And my experience is so far, I've had periods of success and then a lot of losing and then some success and losing. So it hasn't been very consistent. When I joined your service, after utilizing some of the tools and the teachings that you presented, I'm starting to see a little bit more consistency in my trading.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to get to a point where, I'm able to not only be consistent, but also see, an increase in profitability to the point where, I can maybe say, hey, this is what I do for a living now. I'm a full-time trader.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me, like, when you say the teachings, were they videos? Did you see some videos that kind of impacted you on, maybe a different way of looking at the chart? Or
Yeah, I think so. So even before I joined your Discord, I think I watched a few YouTube videos, and what really caught my eye was the automation of the trades and how, you had quite a few videos on automation and not just showing the videos, but also telling folks, hey, this is how you want to do it. You don't want to sit in front of the charts all day long. After watching those videos and also seeing your training style, I felt really comfortable that, hey, this is somebody that I want to learn from. So decided to jump on the Discord and check out the community. And so far, I'm very glad that I did.
that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support. And I'm just taking a look at your chart right now, and it looks
Yes.
like you have Dollar Tree up. So
Yes.
I'm also looking at the tools that you have on your chart. I noticed that you're using zigzag here.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I can
at
go
the
through my
TTM.
indicators real quick.
Yeah, please.
So starting from the top, I'm
Okay.
not sure if you're able to see my mouse as I'm moving it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I have our beloved TTM LRC,
How are you
which
liking that?
I like it a lot because it shows me the immediate trend. I guess probably not short term, but more of an intermediate term trend. It kind of tells me where the stock is headed, right?
Great.
And then I like the fact that we have the standard deviations on it. So it really, really clearly shows where the stock is or where the price is at any given point, within the context of the overall move.
Great.
I put the zigzag on here to sort of help me with seeing measured moves, right? So
Okay.
sometimes it's difficult to see, exactly where a swing low started and where it ended, right? Or
Right.
where there's a swing high or swing low. So I found that the zigzag at a setting of 5
Okay.
helps me to kind of decipher, where are the swing highs and the swing lows. And then I have a CCI. My setting is different from yours. You
Okay.
have a 14.
All right.
I use the CCI at a setting of 50. And
Oh,
then
that's interesting.
I just use it for added confirmation. So I have a zero line here, which is the green line. And
Okay.
if the stock is above the zero line, it shows strength.
Okay.
If it's below the zero line, it shows weakness. And I tried the 14, but I found that it moves up and down too much. I didn't want another oscillator. I just wanted something that would tell me, hey, what's the overall strength or weakness of the stock?
Excellent. So this is more consistent, especially for
Yes,
a longer term trade, because you say that you're actually doing the spreads. You're doing 2 week out spreads.
I am. Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. I also have the on-balance volume.
Okay.
And for me, the unbalanced volume, again, it's another indicator of strength.
Okay.
So if the OBV, if I enter a trade bullish, I want the unbalanced volume to be pointed up,
Okay.
right? And, hopefully above the 50 as well. And
Okay.
if it's a bearish trade, I want it to be pointed down. That just tells me, hey, this is where the movement is right now. Everything is going down.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. And then you got the ATR.
Yes, so that's one of the tools that you recommended. The ATR, when I enter a trade, I am looking at the ATR to make sure that whatever move I'm expecting this stock to make in the next 2 weeks is actually going to happen, and that I don't have any unrealistic expectations.
Wow. You are awesome. I mean, you
So,
got it. You got it.
yeah, so
All the lessons that took me so long to learn, right? So that's
yeah,
awesome.
well,
Like you're
you
there so
presented
much
them so
quicker.
well to us, so
Cool.
yeah.
So tell us
So
about your trades.
sure. Okay, so I have one here for Dollar Tree. This was last Tuesday. I entered this trade, a little bit after the market opened, and I actually didn't enter the trade. It was a conditional order which triggered. So I
Okay.
entered it before the market opened.
All right.
I saw this stock had moved, to its -1 on the TTM LRC a few days prior, and it was headed back up.
Okay.
So I don't have it on here, but if you were to pull a Fibonacci retracement, you would see that this came down to like, I think the 0.25 or something, and then
Okay.
started heading up. So
Wow.
if you remember, there was a time I asked you in the Discord that, hey, where do we, determine if something is going to continue
That's right.
as opposed to,
The trend change.
a trend change? And you said it was the 0.618. So I kind of use that, with the Fibonacci. So if something retraces and starts heading back up, and I have my CCI bullish, I have my unbalanced volume bullish, then it's pretty much telling me that, hey, this thing changed its mind, it's headed back up. So
Yep. Just stay in it.
yeah, so I went ahead and jumped in, I think on this candle here.
Okay.
And then I set a conditional order for 50% profits.
Great.
So, and then it just took me out 2 days later
Wow.
at the market open. Yeah.
Were you surprised, when you woke up or you got on your computer that, hey, wait a minute, there's some money in my account and that position is closed? Isn't that like always like such a surprise? It's
It's
like,
it's
wow,
really nice.
it
Yeah,
just
it's
did
really
that
nice.
all for me. That's great.
It's very, very nice.
Cool.
I have these alerts come to my phone, so it tells me when I enter a trade, and it tells me when I get out of one as
Great.
well. So
Good.
yeah, yeah. So that was Dollar Tree. It went well for us. And then the next trade, I think, was NUE,
Okay.
New Core Corporation. Are you
Yep.
able to see this one?
No, I don't see it yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me share that one. Okay. How about now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So new core, same type of deal. Actually, this says Friday, but it was Thursday because last Friday the markets were closed.
Right.
I did enter this
Okay.
around the same time as the Dollar Tree trade.
Okay.
So again, the same type of deal here. I saw that this stock went up, retraced to the -1 on the TTM LRC, started heading back up. So when it broke this previous high here, which
Yeah.
I believe was 157.69 or something, I set a conditional order that, hey, if it breaks this, I want to enter.
Okay.
So I saw it on this candle, on this day here is when I saw the candle.
Okay.
I set my conditional order, and then when the market opened, I got triggered. And then 2 days later, I came out with 50% profit.
Can't beat that.
So yeah, so again, this is how I pulled my Fibonacci retracement. I saw that it had come down to the 38.2 and then headed back up. When it broke this level here, I'm comfortable to get in because there'll be at least a continuation that will go in my favor.
Yeah.
In addition to that, I used the CCI. It was above the zero line and pointed up. And my unbalanced volume, again, was pointed up. And then here, the ATR was telling me that every day it moves about $6, right?
Okay.
So at 157.69 was my entry. And I wanted to enter the next call, which was the 160 to 162, 160, 162.50 vertical spread, right?
Yeah.
So that's within that $6. And if it doesn't happen in 2 weeks, then I don't have any business being in this trade. So that's kind of how I use the ATR there.
And by the way, that pullback, for an uptrending stock, for it to pull back 50% or the 61.8 is such a natural support area, for
Right.
just a standard retracement, a higher high, higher low. It just had to take a break. So
Right.
really, in the future, when you become more confident, you can use that as an entry as well,
Okay.
I think sounds like you're doing great. I'm just so happy that you hit these targets within just a couple days.
Yeah, I mean, we did have some good market conditions. We
Yes,
had the wind on our back a little bit.
that's true. That's
So
true.
I think the latter part of last week, all the energy stocks were up, and I believe Nucor is part of the energy
Yes, it is.
sector. Yeah, so that kind of gave us a push as well. So I do look sometimes on Finviz to see which sectors are green and which sectors have weakness. And utilize that information as well before I take a trade.
That's great.
Yeah.
You point out something so basic, but it's actually one of the key features of being a trader is just knowing which sectors are outperforming other sectors. And
Right.
that within itself allows you to then look at a list of those stocks that are in that sector to choose from. And it makes it
Right.
easy if you have your watch lists all set up and you can just click through the charts. And when you start, seeing one with a higher high and a higher low from, left to right, so to speak, then you start paying attention to those and then start choosing, your trades. So
Yeah.
you did an excellent job. I'm so happy that some of the information is helping you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, is this the first time you've traded spreads?
This is the first time I've traded debit spreads.
Okay.
Prior to this, I had dabbled in credit spreads before,
Okay.
which is a little bit different because you want the theta to work in your favor.
Yeah, it's kind of
Here,
slow. It's kind of slow.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, this is way
Here
quicker.
we're Yeah, exactly. It's quicker, and it's kind of like we're racing against time a little bit. So
Yeah, I mean, really, it's it mimics if you think something is bullish, you're going to get a debit spread, and if you think it's going to be bearish, you're going to get a call debit spread, or you're going to get a put debit spread if you think that it's going to be bearish. So
right,
really, it's just like using the calls and the puts, but you're kind of hedging your bets. So if there is a wild move, it doesn't shake you out of the position.
exactly,
You can
exactly.
kind of hang on a little bit and let it kind of wiggle out, and without being so concerned that you got a couple red candles and
Yes,
it's hitting your risk level already. So it's great for small accounts, and I try to teach people about these types of credit and debit spreads because they are so helpful to your portfolio. I'm using this along with, other just straight call and puts, depending on, what you're looking at, is just so helpful to have a little bit of everything, so if something's not working, something else is, hopefully, kind of
Exactly.
balancing it out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So the next one is WMB.
Okay.
Are you able to see it?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Okay. How about now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So WMB again. So this was actually a 1-day trade.
Wow.
I entered this one at 9:59 a.m.
Okay.
On Wednesday, and by Thursday afternoon, I was out of that one.
50%, or would you get out of that one? Yep.
50%, yeah. So far, I think I told you that I'm just in a mode where I'm trying to build up my mojo.
Hey,
So I
confidence
just
is important. Everybody needs their
yes,
mojo, especially while trading.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I didn't do a conditional order for this one. I just happened to see this trade and decided to enter it
Okay.
on that day. So this is the candle here.
Okay.
It was a doji day,
Yeah.
but if you look left,
Yeah.
the entire move had, it had broken this previous high over here,
Right.
which was, I think, $34.40. So I felt confident that this move would continue on, because my CCI told me that we were up, my
Mm-hmm.
on balance volume told me we were pushing higher. And so I went ahead and entered this one. And a day later, I got to the 50%.
Excellent.
So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and and taking those profits at 50, just allow you to move on to a different trade. And oftentimes when nothing goes up in a straight line, so
Yes.
it's awfully nice to just be able to profit, get out, and just keep rinsing and repeating. Now, have you got into any trades this week?
I did get into a few trades this week, some of which have actually already reached their profit target. So that's real nice. I think I entered RTX.
Okay.
That was one of the trades that I entered this week, and it has gotten to its profit target already.
Now, are you using the TTMLRC as well as your other indicators? You're primarily using them on a day chart when you make your decision to get in and out?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I haven't graduated to using the hourly yet. It's something that you mentioned during one of your trainings, and I'm learning it, but I'm
That's
just more
okay. This is working for you. And you know how I feel about that.
right.
If
Yeah.
something's working for you, stick to it, because, it can only get better from here. And if this is working, I mean, it sounds like the way that you have analyzed not only the stocks that you're choosing, but the way that you're analyzing, getting in those trades and then making a firm decision to get out at 50%, it's been working for you.
Yes, yes.
So that's
And
good.
then the last one is AG. Are you able
Okay.
to see this one?
I see like some photos of,
Yeah, so I took a
oh,
screenshot of some of
okay.
the chats that we had regarding this trade. I
Okay.
just wanted to show, how I utilize the service as well as, our
Oh,
chats to help me enter this trade.
awesome. So what did I say? Now I'm worried.
Yeah, so I just asked you your thoughts. I said, hey, I saw this trade. It was late afternoon. Um, I pulled up the net flow and I saw that, we were more bullish
Yeah,
because all the
definitely.
net flow was going calls. And so I asked you for your thoughts on it. And I think you said, because of the doji day, the peekaboo, you called this. So you
Yeah,
were,
that's
you
my
weren't too, yeah,
high-tech term there.
yeah, exactly. So you weren't too comfortable with it. So, I saw it and looking at, all the indicators, my indicators were telling me that, hey, this is a go basically. So, my CCI was up,
Yeah.
on balance volume was pointing up. My ATR was telling me that we move about 50 cents every day.
Okay.
And so I felt comfortable buying, something that's about, I think it was 10 days out at the time.
Okay.
Um, I entered it
Oh,
and
that's nice. So you got 10 and
yeah,
and relatively cheap too.
very cheap. So that's the other thing. I think uh, utilizing this method helps me to control my risk, right? So
That's right.
before this, I was trading, put, what do they call them? Put,
Uh, uh,
it's cash secured puts, right?
okay.
And
Oh,
there's no downside protection.
right.
A stock can drop, precipitously and really affect your account.
That's right.
Something like this allows me to have, hey, 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. I ask myself, hey, are you comfortable with losing $230 if your analysis is wrong? And
Exactly.
and the answer is yes.
Mhm.
But it's really like $115 because if I'm 50% wrong, I'll get out. Right. I
Good.
only want to be half wrong. I don't want to be fully wrong.
Good. No, that's
um,
great.
yeah, and so you know, accepting this risk, I think,
Yes.
has helped me a lot. Because now I'm able to stay in the trade and not have an itch to get out too early or too late. I
Right.
have a strict set of rules which you helped me to develop. Hey, 50% of your profits, you're out. When it goes against you, 50%, cut your losses and move
Good.
on to the next thing, right?
That's right.
So the same type of deal here. And here you can see, like, if you look at the zigzag, you'll
Yeah.
see that it almost shows you like this is probably like a 25 or 38.2 fib retracement without even pulling a fib on it.
Yep.
But here we are, we came down to the -1 on the LRC, tried to go up, came down again to the -1.
Yeah.
So when we started going up, I felt comfortable that we would push higher
Continue. Yeah.
based on everything else. So I entered it on Tuesday, and Thursday afternoon, I was able to get out at 50%.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I was
this
worried that
this
I can't even see the doji, but
oh
it's
yeah, it was a
right
very
there.
small day, yeah, because you can't
Okay.
you can't see it much. But
That sounds like
oh,
maybe.
I'm sorry, no,
Oh.
this one here, this candle here was a doji.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, this is the candle that I asked you about, and you
Okay.
said, hey, it's a doji day, it's a peekaboo. So you feel more comfortable if it was a full-bodied candle like
That's
that.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's okay. That worked out perfect for you.
Yeah. So yeah, use my fibs, my own balance volume, and then this really helped me out, the
Oh,
net
good.
options flow, because it just gives you the added confidence that, hey, just stay in. Everybody else thinks it's going up, so just stay in until you get your.
Yeah, so
uh
it took a little bit for the stock price to actually turn around.
it
Because
did.
yeah, because that photo, the stock price is completely down,
Exactly.
and yet the flow of the money is real positive. I mean,
It's
hugely
positive.
positive.
Exactly. Yep. And I think for that week, basic materials sector was also strong. So, first Majestic Silver Corporation is
Yep.
part of the basic materials sector.
Yep.
And so that also helped to push things along.
Well, this is awesome. I'm so glad that you were able to share this with us. And I'm
Absolutely.
just so happy that, the information is helping as well as the data that's coming in. I think the way that you're analyzing clearly is just working for you. And just stick with it. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sandra. I really appreciate all your time. And I try to ask you a simple question on on Discord, and it turns into a lounge hangout 30-minute session, and you're so patient with us, and really helping to teach us and helping us to understand. So I'm glad that I'm a part of the group. I thank you for all that you're doing, and I'm happy to share
Oh,
what I've
that's
learned.
wonderful. I often tell people that, when I learned it's, a box of books and some DVDs, and really and it was for a year. There was this was old school, program for a year. And once a week you'd get to call your coach. And then once a week I got to drive 40 miles to go visit with my coach so that we could trade for an afternoon. And
Wow.
it was that communication, that allowed the information to actually click, for the pieces to come together, because they're just scattered without, having a box to know even what the picture is. And
Right.
I think, I think that's what I'm trying to provide as well is, hey, that person that you can just, either get on Discord or email me, and you're going to have an answer to your question or a dialogue, and we could work through that so that, you can get to the next level. So I'm just so glad that it's working out for you and that you're becoming more confident and consistent, because isn't that the key, right?
Yes, yes. The consistency is the key. I think once, a trader gets to a level where they're consistent, that allows you to, um, I don't want to say take more risk, but just be more comfortable with the trading system and not be shaken, easily shaken.
That's right. And
Yeah.
then, and you're absolutely right. As your capital grows, and your confidence grows in the system that you've created, right? From the indicators that work for you, et cetera, then you'll be able to take on a little bit more risk, because then it'll provide you more reward, when it all works out again. But without those baby steps, and doing doing that system repetitively, you don't
Yes.
I don't think that you can, get that confidence in mastering something so
Right.
that you can, increase your risk size, etc. So I think this is great, Dan. I have to tell you that it's just so funny, because that day that you contacted me, you're like, hey, everything's working. I'm like, wait a minute, we hardly talked. I think we
Right.
talked one or two times. How
Yeah.
is this working so well? I have to talk to you, and you have to let other members know that it's
Sure.
working, and this is how your mind took the information, and you've collected it, and this is what you've created, your system. And I'm here whenever you need me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
Dan. I appreciate your time today too.
All right. You're welcome.